Hey everybody, it's Marshall Monkey here. This is one of my Legends of Tomorrow, Season 1, Episode 4. If you run down a lot of stuff to talk about, especially Firestorm, Martin Stein things. So let's get into this. Let's get it started. So in this episode, they are in the 80s, which is pretty cool. I like to see this episode. They actually travel to the Soviet Union, which is really interesting as well. So, like, this is going to be kind of like how it is when they time travel. They time travel to different eras of the, parts that they're in. And they're in the 80s, and they went to the Soviet Union. And they find out that Vandal Savage had something to do with this time. And so, obviously he's immortal, so he's going to be in every time period they go to. But anyway, so they go to this lady. I can't even remember her name. I think it was really hard to pronounce. But they go to this lady. She has the keys to what they need access to. And that was basically Captain Cold and the Atom together, like, in a little group. I really like that. Now, a lot of people are saying that the cast is way too big in this show. I don't think that's true. I think that it's possible, but I don't think it's, like, completely true. In this episode, I can kind of see where they're coming from because there was just so much to run down because of all of these characters. Carter Hall being killed off was kind of helpful because now there's not as many as them as we thought they were going to be. But there's just so many things going on in this episode. So I kind of agree. In this kind of episode, there's just so much. Maybe it was Kendra being, like, down for the count in the last episode that we, kind of got a little bit more time for White Canary and Rip Hunter and all that stuff. But now it's just, like, there's so many people in this episode that there's so many things going on. So let's talk about it. So basically, they still balanced it out pretty well, though. I like how they balanced it. So it was pretty good, but still, there was, like, a lot of things going on. But anyway, yeah, so Captain Cold and the Atom got the key that they needed, and Captain Cold with the whole wallet joke. That was just hilarious. Like him stealing the wallets. I love that. Captain Cold is by far my favorite character in this in the series. Also, maybe Sara as well. I really like Sara in this show rather than I did on Arrow. Like, she was good on Arrow, and I loved her as the Canary, but, she wasn't great. I would have to say that I love Laurel as Black Canary more, although Laurel's not very convincing right now to me as Black Canary, because Sara's such more of a great fighter that it would have made more sense to make her Black Canary instead of Laurel, because Laurel, her fight scenes are spectacular. But anyway, going back to the show. So, I really love White Canary. I really love Captain Cold. Heatwave as well. Really love Heatwave. And got a little bit more of him in this episode as well. But anyway, during this episode, Captain Cold and the Atom get all they need. Ray and Snart get what they need to get this access. And then we kind of got this whole fallout with Martin Stein and Jax. And I'll talk about that in a second. But going back to Rip Hunter, what's going on with him in this episode is that he's dealing with a former time... Or I guess not a former, but a former... fellow Time Master, that's what I was trying to say. Former Time Master, or I can't even speak. Former fellow Time Master. But this Time Master comes and says, hey, your crimes will be wiped clean, all this stuff is going good. And of course, Mick, which is Heatwave, says, oh no, he's gonna kill you. And then he gets back later on, it's like, yeah, he's gonna kill me. And Chronos was there. Love seeing Chronos. He's very interesting. I really like the, fight between them in the sky, like with Chronos and his ship, Rip Hunter and the Time ship, the Wave Rider. And I really love the CG as well. It looked fantastic with them just, in the sky, dodging the missiles and everything like that. It looked incredible. But later on, Firestorm and Heatwave kind of come out and flame up the party. Really interesting that we have two characters that use fire. Because, you wouldn't think that if they were going to make a mix of team members that were all different, they wouldn't use two people with fire powers. But Firestorm, it doesn't just have fire. I mean, also nuclear and stuff like that. And Heatwave kind of comes with Captain Cold. It's kind of like a package deal. But anyway, going through the episode, Firestorm, Martin Stein, and Jax have, like, this little collision between them, like, with Martin Stein being inside, and, with Jax's, life on the line here, and what if he can't return to his mother, and all that. And we get through this a little bit more. And then Martin Stein says, hey, we don't need no Jackson. I can go on my own. So he goes to the plant, I guess the chemical plant, or nuclear power plant, or whatever it was. I can't even remember. I can't describe it. But he goes there, and he gets the power core, uses his powers alone to take the core, which I thought was really cool. Like that, seeing that. That was really cool, too. And then we get the lady turns on Snart, the lady, I can't even remember her name, but if you guys know her name, comment down below. But she turns on Snart, and they all get half of the team gets captured, including Heatwave gets captured, Martin Stein gets captured, and Snart gets captured, and the Atom too. No, not Snart. Snart gets away. Sorry about that. Snart does not get captured. It's the Atom, Martin Stein, and Heatwave. All three of them get captured, and Martin Stein's kind of going to be the person who depends on whether or not they live. But of course, they're going to find a way to get to them in the end. Meanwhile, we have some stuff going on. Not only with Rip Hunter, which I talked about, but with Sara and Kendra that I thought was really interesting too. So Sara and Kendra, they both have their own type of bloodlust. Now, I didn't think they were going to go down this road with Hawkgirl. A lot of people were saying that Hawkgirl is really the worst in the series. I don't think that's true. I think I'm really interested to see what they do with her in the future. But I kind of have to agree, in this episode at least, I didn't like Kendra as much as I liked everything else. And maybe I have to agree that the Hawks, Hawkman, and Hawkgirl aren't strong. Like, they're not strong characters. The actors are pretty... I like the actor who plays Kendra. She's pretty good. But Hawkman, I did not like the actor who played him. I didn't think he was pretty good. I don't know. It's something about it that just seemed off to me. And it's really disappointing because Hawkgirl and Hawkman are huge characters in DC Comics. Like, Hawkgirl herself, as you can see, she's kind of peeked in the back there in the poster. Like, you can see her kind of next to Batman. But you can see that Hawkgirl is one of the biggest characters, including Justice League. Like, she was amazing in the Justice League animated series, and I loved how they used her in that. So, you know, I'm really hoping that Hawkgirl is really well used later on in the series. Like, we have a lot of stuff coming up. We have Jonah Hex. We have Connor Hawke. We have Old Man Oliver from The Dark Knight Returns. We have so many things coming. So hopefully they have time to make her a better character, because right now she's just not the strongest character in the show. But anyway, she has these Hawkgirl versus White Canary scenes, and they both have their own bloodlust. Hawkgirl has this, like, warrior bloodlust, like this warrior inside of her. Sarah has the actual Lazarus Pit bloodlust, so they kind of clash a little bit, which is what I liked about them. They were a really good pairing in this episode. And that's going to help Kendra. I think on her own, Kendra's not a very good character, but when it comes to scenes with other characters, especially this scene with Sarah in the episode, it gets really well done, and I really like how they handle that, and I really like the pairing of them, because they're so cool together. Like, it seems like they're the big characters this episode in terms of, like, how strong they are. I think that they showcased that, because we didn't get too many fighting scenes like we did in the other episodes, except for them, so which is really cool. But I really liked Sarah in this episode. Really liked Hawkgirl when she was with Sarah. So we're going to see, hopefully, more of that in the future, because they're really good pairing. But I think I pretty much covered everything. I'm not really sure if I did. I'm pretty sure I did. If I didn't, leave it down in the comments below, and I'll cover it later on. But yeah, it was a really good episode. What did you guys think of it? Comment down below. Links up there to my other Legends of Tomorrow videos. Links down there to my Twitter, Instagram, Vine, vlog channel, and Sims channel. Don't forget to follow and subscribe those. Updates, Girl Meets World. I already actually watched tonight's episode, so I'm going to be doing an early spoilery kind of video for it, so watch out for that. Also, if you guys didn't see, tonight is also the Luke's Back episode on Disney Channel. I already did a video on that as well, so go check that out. It's already up to 2,000 views, so thanks for that as well. And then, let's see, Deadpool's tonight. I'm going to be able to go see it. I was going to see it yesterday, but then my brother wanted to see it with me, and he's not going to be here till today, so we're going to go see it tonight. I'll post my review tomorrow, which is what I usually do for movies. I post it on Saturdays. I'm also going to be out of town tomorrow as well, so I don't know when the review's coming. It could come on Sunday, too, but just watch out for that. Also, follow my Twitter for updates on when the review is going to be coming out. Other than that, like, favorite this video, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.